hole shot. He came around that first corner like a freight train. Rider number 11 out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Now right behind Bradshaw, and most of the folks that know motocross pretty well say this young man has all of the talent needed. They just string out on this rough, rolling Mount Morris racetrack. Bradshaw hitting the doubles. He's putting every wheel in place. Rounding the corner right up next to the spectator. I guess they like to get that dirt thrown in their face, and they're getting just that as they crowd that fence line. Bale, meanwhile, has moved to third extremely well. So look for Bradshaw to turn in a good, strong ride here today. Here comes Stanton to challenge around the outside of the track. Now Stanton will fall back in line. He showed the wheel to Bradshaw. He just said, I want you to know I'm here, son. I'm not all over this track. He goes to the inside. Can he make the pass? No, they come out of there side by side. And I don't know if he's going to make it or not. No, Bradshaw still beside him. Those two have been side by side for several corners throughout this Mount Morris track. They're still together. And Bradshaw held Stanton off. Oh, some kind of riding on the part of both of those riders. Bale in the number 3 position had a bird's eye view, and he said, I'd like to be up there tangling with you, but I really don't care to get that close. Jean-Michel Bale. Bale put at least 22 points on both of them, and right now Stanton is just giving, look at that. He outbraked Bradshaw at the bottom of that hill. Bradshaw had to get off the gas. Stanton was able to make the pass, and he's taken over the number 1 position. So it's Stanton out front, Bradshaw running second, and right behind them is Jean-Michel Bale. You could throw a blanket over these 3 riders. Bale so far has not challenged either Bradshaw or Stanton. He appears to be contentious win the 250 crown. Mount Morris, Pennsylvania. This is action from the opening moto of the 250 class, round 3 of the National Championship Motocross Series. Bradshaw, the defending national champ in this class, Jeff Stanton, took Bradshaw on a extremely rough part of the racetrack. He simply held the throttle on, got on the brakes after Bradshaw did. Bradshaw had absolutely no on others, and Bradshaw keeps coming back, and running in the number 3 position is Jean-Michel Bale, rider number 8, and the Bale just sits back and watches what's happening in front of him. You almost get the opinion that Bale could stick a wheel in there and possibly challenge for that 1 or 2 position if he wanted to, but he's holding back. He wants to take no chances. At an inside line, and he did. Bradshaw, behind the trees, out of sight of our camera, made the pass on Stanton, and he regains the number 1 position. So now it's Stanton's turn to play catch-up. One more chase, and Jeff Stanton has stayed with him, while Bale has dropped back several bike lengths. It appears that he's going to let the 2 of them fight it out to the finish and hold on to that number 3 spot. And here goes Stanton to the outside through a series of very rough moguls or whoop-de-doos. Stanton not quite able to get the job done as Bradshaw just dialed it on a little bit harder on the inside. Bradshaw has really picked up the pace, and Stanton is going with him. Now Stanton goes to the outside. They're side by side. This is where Stanton made the pass earlier, but not this time. Bradshaw kept it dialed on, and is going to hold on to that number 1 position. He was cruising out in front, and all of a sudden, Damon Bradshaw picked up the pace. He had the adrenaline flowing, and that forced Stanton to pick up the pace, and he wasn't quite ready to do that, so he's having his trouble. Lap remaining as Bradshaw went wide, and he touched the course markers there with his rear wheel as the motorcycle just slid around that finish line corner. He's on the final lap, and Stanton dropped 5 position. The Anaheim, California Kawasaki rider did not get a good start, has had to work very hard to get up as far as he is. Meanwhile, just a few corners to go for this young man out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and he'll win his first moto of the season in this 250cc Outdoor National Championship class. Bradshaw, one of the premier riders on the circuit, is just 18 years old. His best years are still ahead of him, but you'd never know it from watching him ride out here today. Cast a look over his shoulder.